You've read the books. You've listened to the podcast. You've watched the videos. You've tried the meditations. You've worked on yourself. And yet, you're still searching. Not because you're failing, because no one ever taught you the difference between information and recognition. I don't believe most people need another spiritual teacher. I think they need permission to trust themselves again. Because searching becomes exhausting. Not because learning is bad. Not because books are bad. I love books. Not because teachers are bad. But because after a while, you stop asking what is true, and you start asking, what am I still missing? There's a difference. One question opens you. The other quietly convinces you that whatever you're looking for must always be somewhere else. I know this because I lived there. For years, I believed the next book might have the answer. The next teacher, the next podcast, the next spiritual practice, the next breakthrough. And every time I found something new, I felt hopeful. But it never lasted because I wasn't really searching for more information. I was searching for something much deeper. I was searching for peace. I just didn't realize that's what I was searching for. I think one reason so many of us are exhausted is because we're trying to hold together things that were never ours to hold together. Our families, the future, our beliefs, other people's choices, the world itself. We carry so much that we don't even notice we're carrying it anymore. Have you ever heard someone say something, and before your mind had time to analyze it, something inside you said yes? Not because you decided to believe it, because you recognized it. For me, the only way I know how to describe it is, it just felt right in my spirit. I couldn't always explain why. I couldn't always defend it. I just knew. Not with my mind, with something much quieter. That's the difference. Information asks your mind to collect, compare, analyze, and decide. Recognition is different. It feels less like learning and more like remembering. Something settles. Something becomes quiet. And before you can explain it, you already know that it matters. One of the most humbling things I've learned is how many things I've been absolutely certain about that later turned out not to be true. Simply because we're all growing. We're all seeing through the lens of where we are at the time. If I had stopped searching the moment I thought I had finally figured everything out, I would still be carrying beliefs that no longer fit the person I've become. That taught me something. To hold my beliefs with open hands, to stay curious, to keep listening, and to let recognition, not certainty, become my guide. What surprised me was this. Peace didn't arrive when I found another answer. Peace arrived when I stopped believing I needed one more answer before I could trust myself. That doesn't mean I stopped learning. I still read, I still study, I still love discovering new ideas. The difference is, I'm no longer looking for someone else to tell me who I am. It took me years to understand that. And when I finally did, something changed. That's what Soul Sparks is. It's not another system. It's not another philosophy. It's not another set of beliefs I'm asking you to adopt. It's simply a place where you can slow down long enough to hear what has been quietly true inside you all along. There was a time I thought I wanted a big audience. I thought more people meant more impact. But somewhere along the way, I realized that's not what I wanted at all. I don't need millions of people to know my name. I'd rather a handful of people go home a little lighter, love their families a little better, trust themselves a little more, and remember that peace is actually possible. I don't want followers. I don't want you to depend on me. I don't want to become another voice you feel obligated to listen to. I want these conversations to help you hear your own voice more clearly. Because if Soul Sparks ever becomes another place telling you what to believe, then I've missed the point. But if one day you find yourself trusting your own quiet recognition more than my words, then Soul Sparks has done exactly what it was created to do. So if you're tired, if you're exhausted from searching, from trying to get everything right, from wondering if you're missing something everyone else seems to understand, maybe, just maybe, you don't need another answer today. Maybe you just need a little space to hear yourself again. That's what I hope you'll find here. Not certainty, not perfection, not someone else to follow. Just a quiet place where you can remember that the deepest truths rarely shout. They whisper. And maybe they've been whispering to you all along. For years, I thought I was searching for answers, but I was really searching for peace. Maybe you are too.